Hello everybody, Incon here to talk to you about Artifact and the basics of how to play the game and what the game is. So if you don't know what Artifact is the upcoming Valve card game set in the Dota universe. The game launches on the 28th of November, but a lot of streamers have their hands on the game and they're already playing it. But one big question and one big complaint from the viewers is often, well, because I haven't played the game yet, I have no idea what's happening and it can be hard to follow. But the basics of the game actually are not that bad, so it's just going to be a quick video to walk you through the basics of what you're intending to do in Artifact, what the cards are doing, and why they're doing it, so you can understand at a base level, so it's much easier to watch. So, right off the bat, when you start up Artifact, you're going to load into a match. Everybody on their team has their 5 heroes. You have your 5 heroes. The big thing about Artifact you're going to notice right out the gate is that there is 3 boards you are playing on. As you can see, all of your heroes and creeps were distributed randomly throughout the boards. You have no control over that other than the fact that you tell which 3 heroes you would like to go out on the board first out of your 5 hero set. This is the overview of the board, and the gameplay will always proceed from left to right. Each one of these is their own individual station with their own individual boards and towers. The goal of the game is to kill 2 towers from any of these lanes. So you can kill the left-hand board and the right-hand board. Or you can kill one board twice. So when you take out a tower at 40 HP, another tower with 80 HP will appear behind it, so you can either win one board twice or 2 boards one time in order to win the game. Going into our first lane, we'll be able to see what our options are. Creatures always attack straight across, unless otherwise. The easiest way to know about this is if you look at the little silver arrows, they will be pointing towards the target they're attacking. There are situations where a creature standing right here may be attacking this creature. Also certain cards which will allow you to target the opponent on the other side that you want to hit. So if you look down at our cards, the number in the top left-hand corner will tell you how much that card costs in order to play the card, and your mana will always be right here. You start with 3 mana. Every time you go through the entire board, 1 board, 2 board, 3 board, it will add 1 to your total mana pool. A good example, talking about targeting, is our card Compel. Choose a unit, choose a combat target for it, and draw a card. So we can choose our hero here, and instead of having her attack straight across, we can have her attack to the left, and she will be able to now do her damage over to him. Our opponent then played a Rebel Decoy. You will see that our Rebel Decoy got an arrow curving, which means instead of him attacking straight across, he will also be hitting on this minion here in the middle. And of course, his arrow is pointing towards him to indicate to you where he will be attacking. And if you're confused as to where you're being hit by, you can hover over the minus health on your target, and it will give you a very easy to read recap of what's going to be happening. I have 4 health. I get hit by 4 damage from the Lycan. 4 damage from the decoy, I lose 8 health, so I've got -4 health at the end. Getting a little bit more in depth, you will see that these are both creep cards. They don't have any slots on them, but this is a hero card. A hero card in Artifact has 3 slots on them: a weapon slot, an armor slot, and a health slot, which you can fill up with items from your item shop, which you will get to look at in between every single round that you go through all of your boards. When you're at the item shop, you're going to need to spend gold. Gold is acquired through killing the enemy minions or enemy heroes. If you kill a minion, you get 1 gold. If you kill an enemy hero, you get 5 gold. So if I were to kill, say, both of these this turn, I would get 6 gold, which I could then spend in my shop after all the boards are done being played for the round. Speaking of gaining gold, we'll be able to see a quick example of that here. You're going to see there's a giant X over this creep card. That is because he is going to be dying that turn. Whenever your creature, whenever your hero will fall below 0 health and will die, it will indicate to you with a big X, so you can do something about that and to try to stop it. Down here in the right hand corner, you will see the pass button. If it's a triangle, that is to indicate to you that you will be going first in the next round. If it is 2 swords, that is to indicate to you that you will not be going first in the next round. And if you press that pass button, all of the creatures will attack. So if I click this triangle, I will be going first next round. My opponent will have the swords, which indicates to him that if he clicks it, presses the button, everybody fights each other, and I got 1 gold down here in the bottom right-hand corner for killing the minion. Now, because we have gone through all of the boards, once the right-hand side board is done, it'll pop up the item shop, which has 3 different sections in it. The consumable section is a random consumable that you will be able to buy every turn. The left-hand side section is the secret shop, which is a random item that will appear for you to buy. And in the mid section is your item deck. A core part of your deck is not just your spell cards and your creature cards. It'll also be your item deck. So you have to have 9 items in your item deck at any time, and as you buy through these items, you can continuously buy through them until you bought all 9 if you have the cash to do so. Compared to these two, the secret shop and consumables, you only can buy 1 per round at most. Now, as you begin heading into your second turn, when you start playing Artifact, you're going to have a hero to deploy. You have 5 heroes in your deck. 3 deploy during the first turn. Another hero will deploy during your second turn, and your final hero will deploy during your third turn. On top of that, you will also every single turn spawn 2 creeps, which will randomly go to 2 lanes. You can see that his randomly both went to the middle lane, and mine had 1 go left and 1 go to the right board. And I can place my hero card in any of the sections that I want to, where I think he's going to be the most useful. Sometimes you don't want to pair up 2 of the same color card in the same area. Sometimes you want to use it more aggressively, defensively. That comes down to various different strategies. But on the whole, I'm going to put this, say, the mid lane, because it's a lane that I feel like I can contest, and I also don't want to overlap and put same colors of the heroes in the same lane. So, that begs the question, Incon, why don't I want to play the same color heroes necessarily in the same lane? Now, I'm not saying you don't want to always do that, but in order to play your cards, you're going to see that these are color-coded. So I've got red cards right now and blue cards, and if you look at the board, you will see that I've got blue heroes and red heroes. In order to cast a card of that color, you must have a hero of that color in that lane. So I can cast blue spells right now that are within my mana threshold if I have a blue hero in that lane, and say smash their defenses, which I have enough mana for. It's a 3 cost and I have 4 mana. I cannot play it because I do not have a red hero in this lane. That's a very large part of Artifact, and you have to pay a lot of attention to it. Getting more in-depth here into heroes, what makes heroes so different from other creeps other than the fact you can equip them with items? Well, you're going to see that just like all the other creatures in the game, they've got attack and health. They can also have armor. Neither of my heroes have armor, but if it did, it's in the middle section. All of these stats line up with the appropriate item stats, which is nice. The UI in this game is very strong as a side note. Heroes also have a passive. So the passive for this hero is that he retaliates 2 damage. That just means that when this creature is hit, he does 2 damage back to the creatures that hit him. So if he was hit by 3 creatures, he would do 2 damage to all of them. Also with hero cards, they are paired with spell cards. So your hero is your hero themselves, and then when you pick them, it also comes with their spell card. All heroes have different spell cards. So his, for Centaur, is a 1 cost, which gives you +8 attack and -8 armor for the round. On the flip side, if we go look at our Ogre Magi, his passive is that when you play a blue spell, there's a 25% chance that you put a copy of that spell back into your hand, which is a very strong passive. And his spell card is Ignite, which is a improvement card, which you don't need to worry about for now, but it deals 1 piercing damage to each enemy before the action phase begins, the action phase being the combat phase. With that being all said and done, one of the most complicated things, we talked a little bit about it earlier, is all of the combat happens at the exact same time in Artifact. And so when you're watching a stream and when you're watching the videos and you don't know how combat works, it can be a lot harder to get your brain around it. But it's really very straightforward. You can see here if I pass, all of these creatures are just going straight across right now. Nothing crazy there. This creep isn't being blocked, so he's going to do 3 damage to my tower. Everybody else is hitting straight across right now. It'll be my enemy's player's turn to decide what they want to do. Boom, they decided not to do anything. Everybody attacked straight across. So this creature that had an X on it died. Everybody else did damage to each other, and this creep went ahead and hit my tower for that 3 damage. Bada bing, bada boom, nothing hard there. So what happens when a hero dies? Well, when a hero dies, they will come back. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, you will see that there's actually UI up here. Each of these correlates with one of the boards. So I can see that my enemy here has 2 heroes out on the very first board. He has 38 tower HP. I've got 40 tower HP. And progressively for all the boards, 36 tower, 37 tower. Okay, he's got a green hero. I've got a red and a blue hero here. And all the way on the left-hand side, you will see that when there's a check mark, the top lane is your opponent, the bottom lane is you. When there's a check mark, that means that when all of the boards are done being played, those heroes will come back onto the board. You can also see that because I had a hero die this turn, she's at -1. That means that she will not be coming back onto the board this turn. So we're going to go ahead and pass this turn. Let this resolve itself. And when we get to the deploy stage after our item shop, so bada bing, bada boom, item shop pops up every time. We can buy an item. So if we have 3 gold, we want to buy the sword. Boom, we buy the sword because it's a secret shop. Nothing else pops up there. And now it goes to deployment, where once again it will pick a random lane for both our creeps. So both our creeps randomly went right. He has one left in mid. And then we get to choose where our hero goes. And after we deploy this hero, we will find that our hero that was just a -1 is now a check mark, which means that after we're done playing through all the boards again, our next hero will be able to be played in the deployment phase. That, guys, are the absolute basics of Artifact, but I thought it was the most important video to get out first, just to kind of talk about, what Artifact is and the baseline of the most simple gameplay, so you can have an idea when you're watching, since you haven't gotten your hands on the game yet, to know what's happening during the matches, and so it's a little bit easier to follow. We're going to have a ton of videos on Artifact. I want to do deck guides and builds and talk about how you should go through your drafts, talk about what each card does, what heroes are good, which ones are bad, all kinds of stuff, guys. We're really going to be diving into the Artifact content, but the most important thing was, baseline. How does the game even work? Because you don't know how the game works, what kind of strats even matter? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful for those of you that haven't known about Artifact yet, and I hope it makes streams easier for you to watch. Thank you guys for watching the video, and as always, have a twitchin' day, y'all. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell, guys, in order to get notifications for our uploads. If you want to go the extra mile to help support the Twitchiest community, you can always go to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Incon and use your Twitch Prime sub there. It's a great way to help support the community. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a twitchin' day, y'all.